Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have money without showing it? They don't flex, they don't post, they simply exist. And then, one day, you discover they're worth millions. Now, imagine if you did the same. If you stopped performing wealth and started building it, what do you think would happen? That's where the shift lies. When you stop displaying money and start accumulating it, the world around you goes into confusion. Because people are used to judging wealth by appearance, by cars, by clothes, by the performance. But the day you choose invisibility, the game changes, and those who thought you were average realize you've been building an empire in silence. But this choice triggers a war in your mind, a war against a lifetime of conditioning. To win it, you must first answer a painful question: why do we perform? The answer is darker than you think, and it's what we must expose first. Why do we need strangers at a red light to think we're successful? Why does it matter what the cashier thinks of your car, or what your followers think of your vacation? The answer lies in what I call financial programming, a virus that has infected your psyche without your consent. Your money beliefs aren't yours. They were installed. They were drip-fed to you through every commercial, every movie, every social media post, every subtle comment from family about who made it and who didn't. Look closely at your life. The car you feel you need to drive. The watch you believe signifies you've arrived. The vacations you feel compelled to post to prove you're living a good life. Who truly decided these were the markers of success? It wasn't you. It was a system, a silent, relentless programming that began the moment you understood what money was. You were never taught to build wealth. You were taught to perform it. You were conditioned to believe that wealth is something to be seen, to be validated by others. So you work, you earn, and you immediately convert that energy, your precious life force, into symbols, into signals for an audience that isn't even paying attention. You are not building wealth. You are broadcasting a signal. And every signal you broadcast is energy stolen from your future. It is capital that could be compounding, but is instead decaying in a driveway or a closet. This performance is a subtle, devastating form of begging, a silent plea to the world: see me, validate me, tell me I matter, and the system happily provides the validation, in the form of likes, glances of envy, fleeting compliments, just long enough to keep you trapped in the cycle. But here is the cruelest twist, the mechanism that keeps you permanently trapped. This performance, this desperate search for external validation, doesn't just make you look rich. It actively, systematically makes you poor. And in the next section, you will see with terrifying clarity how this invisible prison is built and maintained around you. The more you perform, the poorer you become. Let that sink in. We are not just talking about financial poverty, though that is the inevitable result. We are talking about a deeper, more profound poverty, an energetic bankruptcy. Every single dollar spent on a symbol, on a signal, is a soldier that deserts your army. It is a seed you eat today, instead of planting for 1,000 harvests tomorrow. You are decorating your cage with gold leaf and calling it freedom. The performance creates a prison of expectations, a gilded cage. You must now maintain the facade. You must keep up the lifestyle. Your identity becomes fused with the things you own, and so you live in a constant low-grade terror of losing them. The thought of downsizing the car, moving to a smaller home, wearing simpler clothes, it feels like a public death. This fear is the prison warden. This is the absolute opposite of true power. True power is not the ability to buy anything. True power is the ability to not have to show anything. It is the profound freedom of being completely unbothered by anyone's opinion of your status. The wealthy, the truly wealthy, not those performing the role, understand a fundamental non-negotiable law. Real money is quiet. Debt is loud. That luxury car in your neighbor's driveway, it is not an asset. It is a liability with a shiny wrapper, and it is screaming the story of its monthly payments, its depreciation, its insurance costs, to anyone who has the ears to hear it. Your silence is your strength. Your invisibility is your shield. When you are invisible, you become unpredictable, unmanageable. You make decisions based on cold, hard logic and long-term strategy, not on the hot flash of ego. You buy the practical car and invest the staggering difference. You live in the modest, comfortable house and save a fortune. You are free because no one is watching, and therefore no one's opinion matters. But knowing this is not enough. Intellectual understanding is just the first step. You can see the prison bars clearly now, but you are still inside. To get out, you need a key. You need a precise, actionable strategy. That key is a single, decisive practice. A form of strategic withdrawal that will feel like a superpower the first time you use it. This is the practical key we will unlock next. So, how do you actually break the programming? How do you dismantle a prison that has been built around your mind your entire life? You withdraw, not from ambition, not from success, but from the noise, from the performance, from the desperate need for external validation. This revolution begins not with a giant leap, but with a single, conscious, deliberate act of silence. The next time you feel that powerful impulse to buy something for show, I want you to pause. I want you to hold that feeling in your hands and examine it. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from a genuine need or from a deep-seated program telling you to signal your worth? The next time you feel the urge to talk about a new purchase, to casually drop the price, to make sure someone knows its value, I want you to breathe and actively choose silence. Let the achievement be yours, and yours alone. The next time you feel that sharp sting of jealousy when someone else performs their success, flaunts their new toy, basks in the applause, I want you to simply observe that feeling in your body. Don't judge it, don't act on it, just watch it and let it pass through you. You must become a ghost in the machine of consumerism, a silent, invisible entity that no longer responds to the programmed triggers. Understand this clearly. This withdrawal is not a passive act. It is not weakness. It is a strategic, powerful, deliberate strike against the very system that seeks to keep you visible, vulnerable, and drainable. When you stop reacting, when you stop performing, you take back a piece of your soul. You reclaim your energy, and people will not understand. They will call you cheap. They will say you don't value yourself. They will try to provoke you, to guilt you, to lure you back into the game. Why? Because your silence, your non-participation, holds up a mirror to their own performance, and it is a reflection they cannot bear to see. Your invisibility becomes a silent accusation. And it is at this exact moment of withdrawal, when you feel the social pressure building, to return to the game, that something profound begins to happen within you. A new kind of power starts to grow in the fertile soil of your silence. This is the birth of what I call the silent empire. And what it creates is a version of freedom so profound, most people cannot even imagine it. In the silence, a great consolidation begins. Your energy, once scattered to the winds seeking approval, now gathers at your center. The money you are not spending on performance, the car payments, the luxury, goods, the status vacations, it doesn't just stay in your account. It starts to compound. It begins to work for you with a quiet, relentless efficiency. It recruits more soldiers for your army. More importantly, the mental energy you are no longer wasting on maintaining an image, the anxiety, the comparisons, the curation of your life for public consumption, that energy is now freed. It starts to focus. It becomes a laser beam you can direct toward your actual goals, your real passions, your genuine growth. This is how silent empires are built. Not with a single loud explosion that fades into nothing, but with 1,000 quiet, consistent, almost boring decisions made day after day, year after year, entirely out of view. You become like the deep ocean, utterly calm and unreadable on the surface, but possessing unimaginable mass, power, and hidden currents beneath. Storms come and go on the surface, but they cannot touch the depths. Your wealth becomes a private source of power, a knowing, unshakable smile you carry with you through the world. It is a freedom that cannot be repossessed, a confidence that cannot be imitated with any brand or product. You are no longer a performer on a stage, desperate for applause, living in fear of the next review. You have become the owner of the theatre, and you realize, with a sense of calm astonishment, that all this time, while others were competing for a bigger spotlight on your stage, you were quietly acquiring the land the entire city was built on. So, I ask you now, looking into your eyes through this screen, how much of your life energy are you willing to trade for the approval of strangers? How many years of your freedom are you willing to mortgage for a performance that leaves you empty? When will you stop performing a life and start building one? If you are ready to disappear, if you are ready to trade the noise for true power, write one word in the comments: silent. Let me see who is ready to become a ghost. If this message resonated with you, if you felt something shift inside while watching this, then understand this channel is for you. What we're building here is more than just financial advice. It's about deprogramming, the conditioning and rebuilding your entire relationship with power, value, and yourself. Subscribe to the channel now, because this journey is just beginning. The path to true financial freedom isn't found in another stock tip or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's found in these fundamental philosophical shifts in understanding. And we are only just getting started. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what comes next. This is a deep dive, and your future self will thank you for making this decision today.